Hey guys, Beth Murphy here. I hope you're doing well. I've been busy, but I was thinking about you guys, and someone asked me a question, and I can't handle unanswered questions. I haven't had an unanswered question since I got the internet in like 1997 or something. So this follower, Annchen, I don't know if I said that right. It's such a beautiful name. I'd be ashamed to butcher it. She asked about the tendency of the INFJ to ask for help. And I've been really intrigued by this because she was kind of asking, is it us or is it just me? This is her speaking. And I can't really answer that. I can only give my guess, and I'll talk about myself as an example. I have several people that I have in my mind and I'm thinking about, and then I did go also on Reddit to kind of just check that out. Because it's just a good way for me to stick my nose in somewhere and listen to conversations. I really enjoy looking up things on forums where people just speak freely. So there is kind of the thought that that's true, that we don't ask for help. I had a lot of things I came in this life to work out. Most of them were in my childhood, and it made me who I am. So I always see this as a positive. I have a metaphysical background. So I can tell you that a soul will pick things for the outcome. So if I had to go through a bunch of stuff to make myself who I wanted to turn into, then that's what the soul is going to do. And, this is true. This is true for me because it's how you deal with it. Right? You can succumb, and your soul didn't, that was not the intention. It's an opportunity. So if you had a bad childhood, try to think of it as an opportunity to transmute that and turn it into something that is that much greater, rather than, let's say, being mediocre. All right. So I did have a bunch of stuff to work through. I instantly looked for help. Like instantly. When I was a kid, it would be through books. And throughout this conversation, I'm going to be giving you tips if you do have issues, where to go, whether you want to be private about it or not. So it's kind of irrelevant. It's a good question. It's an interesting question, but the answer shouldn't matter. You do what feels right for you. If you want to go to someone publicly, you do that. If you want to be private and however you explain that to yourself, what private might look like, you do that. You don't have to tell anyone anything. You have to do what feels right to you. You are answering to yourself only, okay? In terms of energy. Don't look to other people. They will accidentally mislead you. So that's always my message. I may offer you things, but it's always check back with yourself. I'm just here to offer things. I just, the vision that I always get is throwing spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks. That's all I do. Just throwing stuff at the wall, see if it sticks. So what I did when I was a kid was books. That was easy because no one knew I was doing that. As an INFJ, and here's where you might see some similarities. I'll continue to talk about our similarities. I did not want anyone to know that I was upset. Okay? I do believe that is us. Because when I listen to INFJs, we are so conscientious. Oh, we are. I think we're the most thoughtful people because we're always feeling what everyone else is feeling anyway. So I think as we grew, we become, we're kind of tempering the room. We want to make everyone feel good. We want to kind of spread it all out, even it all out, neutralize everything. So it's not just us. We're always thinking of others. So that person isn't going to want to, quote unquote, burden other people. So I do believe, because she the way she worded her question, is it me or is it the tendency to an INFJ personality, which is more likely? I think that it is us, but we certainly don't have to stay that way. And then we all personally have different motivations. Now, when I looked for help, again, first when I was young, I didn't want to bother anyone, right? Books. No one knows what I'm buying at the bookstore. And that was also my method. Again, I have these metaphysical parts of me that it's like I have an inner drive and I listen to it and I trust it. That's probably the key point. So I knew that I could take myself into a bookstore, and this was in the 90s. Bookstores were huge. We didn't have Kindles. So I could walk into Encore bookstore or whatever. They were everywhere back then, at a mall, wherever. And I'd go in the self-help section and I would let the book pick me, and I would sit down and I would do the magic open flip and read where your eye falls, and then to see if it was in fact the book for me, and I'd go home with therapy. It was wonderful, 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 wonderful. And then I think I still wanted more, but the reason I wanted more is because I always had this feeling that I would be counseling other people, and I knew I had to work out my own stuff. All right. And I think I've met a lot of professional psychologists and stuff, and they all kind of say the same thing. Like, one of them joked to me that we were the walking wounded, like, and I have had several organized doctors, or not doctors, more like psychologists or talk therapy. And they had stuff too, I think it's the path of a healer. So if you hear that in yourself, don't be dismayed. It's like part of what you're going through, because you're going to lead others, So anyway, that was my personal mission, was to work out all my kinks, because otherwise what business did I have attempting to lead others? So I was especially driven to find more than, to go beyond just books. And I think that was a Beth thing. I don't think that was an INFJ thing, because we do have the introvert, all right? And that part of me I recognize, because I didn't always feel like going. So sometimes I would duck out for a few years until maybe it would build up again. And then I recognize some patterns or something. Because aren't we awesome at that? Are we not the best therapists ever? If I get with other people, my friends, oh my God, the advice that they give me and that I give them, it's awesome. Like, we are so naturally good at this. And I think it's because of our intelligence with recognizing patterns. But I will say, when I'm smart enough to know that I can't use that on myself all the time, because it's easier to look at other people's problems when you're not involved. There's no emotions, there's no fears. It's very clear. And this is why we're good reflections for each other. You have friends that will do this for you. When you try to diagnose yourself, you kind of have mixed in there, like what I want to see or what might be, or my fears, or it's not as clean. Okay. That's why when people channel information, they want to be the clearest channel, because when information comes in, you don't want it to be terribly filtered. You want to trust and take it as it is. So we're not our own best therapists. All right. So free ways, books, you've got your friends. Okay. You've got, hello, YouTube. I have even recommended people for YouTube. I've stumbled on people that were quite helpful. You'll have authors on there, and they're motivated to spread their message through their book, and they will provide videos that can be very helpful. This is someone I've recommended in my practice, because if people don't have a lot of money, I won't necessarily do anything for them, because I only charge $50. I'm not really willing to put time aside for less than that, because it interrupts the rest of my day. But I recommend, if people have money issues, YouTube. This lady here, I believe she's a psychotherapist, but she's an author, and she'll do and I don't know this person. I just seen enough to trust her. She'll do inner child stuff. Alcoholism themes like that, alcoholism, narcissism. This would be family members, your spouse, whatever. So it's all there. You can be an introvert and you can still get therapy as often as you want. And just trust the process. If YouTube throws a video in front of you, give it a little look. They're doing that for a reason. Because let's say you do look at this lady, YouTube's going to serve you up people that likely resonate with this lady. They're going to show you other people that are watching her and someone else, and see if you like it too. So that's all, to me, part of the universe getting you what you're asking for. If you put a focus into getting help, you're going to get help. And then as far as professionals, it's an organized, structured way. If you're the type to run away or to discard a practice, you dabble and then you don't really commit, make a relationship with another human, a therapist, because that will help you keep going. All right. Because what you're actually doing is you're trying to get your vibration up higher and higher and higher. That will help you. If you're too easily going to abandon the plan of saying a mantra every night or reading a book and you put it aside and forget about it, make a relationship with another human. It's going to keep you positive, keep you up. Call it whatever you want. I don't care what you call it. But when you get up here, you have better ideas. Okay? You have better ideas. You have better practices. And just like something snowballs downhill and works out shitty for you, all right? You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you stubbed your toe, you stained your shirt, you have to go to work anyway, now you're late, you get in a traffic jam, it sucks and you wish you stayed in bed. The reverse happens as well. People, I love you guys, but some of you need to hear that. If this is true, use your INFJ intelligence, then this must be true, okay? So when you get up there, you're more apt to stay up there. That's what getting help is about. That's why I encourage you to do it. Because maybe you'll just dip your toe in and you'll just do the book thing, or you'll just do the YouTube thing. You might get yourself enough momentum, enough good feeling momentum, and you will hook yourself up. You'll find someone that you click with. Now, one of my favorite people that I clicked with, and I saw him as a peer, not equal, because I am what's called a paraprofessional. I didn't go to college. I went to my own school. I went to Metaphysics. So it's non-mainstream. We call that non-secular here. But he got me and I got him. So he gave me knowledge from his background, which I use to help better myself. And he also had this part of him that heavily used his intuition. We're all about that. That's our N. Intuition, where he would go with his gut, he would feel. So he probably is an NF. I don't know the rest of his letters. But he was very helpful to me. So those people are out there. Those people are drawn to helping, and most of them have needed help in the past because it got them where they are. It got them to understand you. It got them to be empathetic. So they're just like you. They're just a little further ahead. So don't feel like you have to carry anything on your shoulders. I did feel that as a kid. I did have that urge. And I think that was part of my INFJ was, I'll just do it by myself attitude. Because I was capable. As a kid, I was capable and I knew it. And in fact, I was. I went to school and, crazy crap happened. And I would just, no one knew, So I think it is a tendency of the INFJ to carry it on our shoulders, but it doesn't have to be. So do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. Ask yourself. You can ask yourself before you go to bed. This is a good little trick. You have something on your mind. Ask yourself before you go to bed. You can say you're asking God. You can say you're asking your higher self. It's all the same to me. Just put it out there. Put the energy out there. What can I do? What can I focus on? What can I work on? Help me find what I'm looking for, and go to bed. And the next day you wake up. This is how you meet people. And they're like, yeah, we have this group. We get together and we discuss things. Or you'll just follow the instinct to go in a bookstore or watch a video that was prompted. Maybe you're in a hurry and you put in your watch list. Just listen for the internal clues. But get yourself there. Don't suffer. You only have 100 years. Okay? Don't suffer. No, 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 no. There are too many wonderful opportunities out there with loving people that have been where you are, reaching their hands out. Grab them. Okay? So thank you, beautiful Annchen. And I really appreciate you guys listening. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. And then when I feel the urge, I'll put together something. I hope this was helpful. Take care, guys. Bye.